is leadership for you?
Aha. Leadership is a very broad topic, Maryland, no? And
Mhm.
when you really think about it, there's really many kinds of leaders. I know we're talking about leaders from business perspective, but then you have besides corporate leaders, you have
Mhm.
political leaders, leaders who may be supporting a cause, right?
Mhm.
And you might say even the heads of our families, we may also consider as leaders. So, my personal definition of leadership is
Mhm.
someone, okay, is who is there to motivate other people to act in a way that supports the direction that they have charted for them. So, leadership then is really about creating a compelling vision
Mhm.
and inspiring people to rally behind that vision and work towards its fulfillment. If you think about it, most successful leaders have been measured by how well they are able to motivate people to act. So
Mhm.
that is what leadership is for me.
What would you say is the top three problems that they normally face?
Okay, this is a bit of a tough question, no? Because corporate leaders face many, many problems, especially,
True.
the higher up you get, I think the more problems you face and the bigger they are. No? But
Mhm.
if I'd have to pick three, I would say number one would be sustaining business growth.
Mhm.
Sustaining business growth, especially if you're a leader who's involved in sales and
Mhm.
directly involved in revenue generation.
Mhm.
So that has always been a challenge. Many, many companies, especially those publicly listed companies, expect business leaders to grow their business year on year. Okay?
True.
Despite what the market conditions might be, despite competitive pressures, despite what's happening, that is an expectation that you sustain business growth. And especially for publicly listed companies, the pressure is even greater because business growth is the main driver for earnings per share. And that is what stakeholders and shareholders really look for. So that's number one, sustaining business growth. Number two, finding the right talent. No? So, talent acquisition has always been a strategic focus for many businesses. And
Mhm.
this is where some corporate leaders may be challenged.
Mhm.
Now, it's not just about finding people with the right experience. Before, that was the measurement. Okay, I
Mhm.
have to find people with the right experience. But now, because the behavior of employees is also changing, they move jobs more frequently, okay, after 2 years or even less than 2 years. Huh? So, what does this mean? You really do have to find people who have passion for the job. You have passion for the job. And that also means that because you expect more turnover, you do have to have a solid talent acquisition strategy in your organization.
Mhm.
So that's number two, finding the right talent. And I believe the number three challenge that are facing corporate leaders today is
Mhm.
to manage emerging risks, no? Because there are many sources of risks for the business these days.
Mhm.
One, environmental risks. So you have to worry about where am I going to place the business, where it's not likely to have earthquakes or
Mhm.
flooding,
Mhm.
because all of these things affect our businesses, right? Um, Cybersecurity. I just came from an online training on cybersecurity, right? And there really are thousands of cyber attacks that happen each day, each and every day. So leaders must be able to manage the risks involved with these things. So, once again, for me, the top three problems that leaders normally face would be sustaining business growth,
Mhm.
finding the right talent, and number three, managing emerging risks, no,
Mhm.
brought about by environmental issues and also by the digital environment that we are in.
Mhm. what are the important leadership capabilities or skills you must have to be able to lead, the next normal, to continuously be leading effectively and be able to solve that problems that you just mentioned.
Can I say a lot? That's a very generic answer. Okay, now, this is not so much a capability or a skill, but I think it is important to have a strong leadership purpose. And that was what your leadership must be founded on. Because a strong leadership purpose will keep you grounded no matter what obstacles you face. And we know that many obstacles are going to be thrown your way as you carry out your leadership role. But
True.
if you have a strong leadership purpose to go back to, and you
Mhm,
just keep your eye on it, no, it will give you renewed strength and vitality to do the job. Okay. And if you communicate that leadership purpose to the team, that's going to be even better. And if they embrace it, then you have many people driving towards that purpose.
mhm,
Second, courage. Courage. Okay. A leader needs that, especially in these times.
mhm.
I don't know if you've seen the movie Braveheart, Marilyn, but in that movie, William Wallace says,
Mhm,
people do not follow titles, people follow courage. I really love that quotation. Okay, and it resonates with me so much. People look for people that can lead and inspire them through uncertain times. Now, what is leadership courage? There are many aspects to it, but I would just pick two. One
mhm,
is leadership, the courage of voice, and the other one is courage of action.
mhm,
So, courage of voice, meaning being able to really speak up on important issues despite opposition, right? Being able to assert yourself. And
mhm,
I will distinguish that from being aggressive. So that's very different, right? So being able to assert yourself on important issues, that's courage of voice. And
mhm,
the second type of leadership courage is courage of action. This
mhm,
is being able to act despite risks and despite your own fears. And the third leadership capability, I would say, is empathy.
mhm,
Empathy. So being able to lead with an understanding of the points of view and circumstances of your team members. And I would also add, it's also important for a leader to be empathetic with its customers
mhm,
because at the end of the day, what differentiates companies from one another is how we serve our customers. If you can understand them, then you would understand how to best serve their needs. Now, I would add that empathy, is very inspiring to people.
mhm.
But to be able to show empathy as a leader, you need that additional skill. And what is that
Yeah.
additional skill? It's be able to communicate and carry out meaningful and purposeful conversations to people. No? And in those purposeful conversations, you demonstrate to them that you care about what they think, you care about what they're going through, and you care about their contributions.
Mhm.
And when people feel cared for, they just give you their best.